So here we are at the BFI on London South Bank. Katherine Ellis is here.
Hi, yes, I am here. And Phil Marriott is also here.
I am here and queer.
It's
now
really
we are
him.
At the BFI Flare Festival, which is officially launched. It launched last night with Against the Law.
Which you saw.
I saw, sadly you couldn't see.
No, I wasn't able to see it. But Phil, tell me about it, because it's really... Well, first of all, give us a rough outline of what it's about for those who don't know.
Okay, it's about a journalist that works for the Mail newspaper, set in the 50s, set in the early 50s. I think it's 1954 when it starts. And he meets a guy who is a corporal in the RAF.
Yeah.
They fall in love, and it's basically the real life story based on a true story of what happens to their relationship.
Because at that time it was illegal to be gay. Because you were telling me that they interspersed the dramatisation with a lot of real life interviews with elderly gentlemen who went through this, the punishments and being arrested and being imprisoned at the time.
The way they do that is fantastic, because it's something that fuses two different styles, because it's documentary, part documentary and part drama. So it's obviously, because it's based on a true story, they've got the true elements in there, which is real footage of real people that went through stuff that happened in the 50s, where homophobia obviously was rife, more rife than it is today. And it just brings it back to you, it brings it home to you how people struggled back then with their sexuality and kind of covering up their sexuality. So they
you were telling me
that
that there's an old man in it who's 87 who only came out last year, who'd been imprisoned as a younger man.
We take so much for granted.
Well, apparently it's going to be on television in July as part of the 50 years since decriminalisation of homosexuality on the BBC.
Because it's BBC
so we can
production.
see it then. I'm very much looking forward to seeing it then.
Mark Gatiss has got a tiny role in it. I was trying to think of the main actor who's in it. Daniel Mays, I think his name is. Fantastic performance. I mean, all of the performances are really genuine performances. You really feel like it is a real story, which of course it's based on a true story, but you believe in the story. And the way that it's done with music, it's really delicate, it's really fragile. And there's some moments of violence, which is quite hard hitting to watch. It's quite painful to watch. But most of the stuff that is moving, I think, is the documentary parts, which really brings it home to you how difficult it was back then. It's a fantastic movie.
Well, and let's not forget that it still is that way in many parts of the world now.
I think that's why it's so important, because you need to remember that. You need to remember in this day and age that a lot of people are still struggling. Yeah. Like the people were back in the 50s in this country.
Well, let's hope that they might get a chance to see this film, that it might give them hope.
So today, we have been to see After Louie.
Yes.
Which stars Alan Cumming,
who also produced it.
He produced it. You read his autobiography.
Yes.
I've not read his book, but I know he is a friend of Rod Thomas's, who we both know, because we interviewed him as part of the podcast, who's Bright Light, Bright Light.
Yes.
Alan Cumming is an actor that you've seen quite a lot.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed him in everything I've seen. I think he's a great actor. And having read his autobiography, I liked him even more. I mean, he had a very sort of difficult upbringing with I don't want to give away too much, but very sort of difficult relationship with his dad and everything. But
and he's an activist too.
He's a complex man who's lived,
to set the scene of what this story is.
He's a middle-aged artist who is going through a phase of not being able to paint, mainly because he's troubled by the past and a time when all his friends were dying of AIDS.
Through the 80s.
And he has a lot of documentary footage that he shot of a very special friend, William coming to terms with his imminent death. We don't really know why it's happening at this particular time in the film, but for whatever reason, this is what's uppermost in his mind. He's trying to put this film together.
He seems very troubled. He's a heavy smoker. He doesn't really eat properly. He's not really got a healthy diet. He skips breakfast and lunch. He pays rent boys. He's paying for sex. He's quite lonely. Yeah. But you can see that he's got that kind of determination to teach the younger generation, especially on the gay scene, that that's how it was in the 80s and 90s.
I don't think he knows that that's what he's going to do, but that's what he sort of inadvertently does. It's a sort of intergenerational film with he's the middle-aged, then you've got his old art tutor who features, and he's
brilliant too, isn't he?
Great. And then a younger guy that he becomes involved with, and they all end up learning a lot from one another. And the central character, Alan, I suppose it's that Alan Cummings plays. It's sort of about him coming to terms with who he is now, who he was, who he's going to be going forward, and which I can really relate to.
I related to so much of it. It really made me think about how the younger generation are viewed on the gay scene, especially as well, because he was 55 and the guy that he met, I'm guessing, was 20 something.
He said 30, didn't he?
Oh, did he say 30?
Yeah.
And it's about how different generations see what happened back in the 80s, the whole ACT UP campaigning for AIDS, campaigning and raising awareness of safe sex. And it doesn't mean to say that the younger generation are oblivious to it. I mean, obviously certain people are, because they put themselves at risk than others, but it's about the generation gap and understanding each other. That's what I got from it. I got the fact that they learned from each other.
Well, like you were saying about against the law, that you're grateful to those people who went before, and and as a woman, I'm grateful for the women who fought for women to have the vote. And obviously we have Remembrance Day about the people who died to protect our freedom and win the war, and so that we could live in the way that we wanted. And I think, it's very important to, even though these issues may not directly affect us now, it's important to remember why, and to be thankful for those who went before and what they went through. Oh, I'm getting emotional.
I know, no, I was just thinking that, because it did really move me to the point of tears during After Louie, to the extent that it did last night with Against the Law, which really moved me. I was blubbing like a girl. It was like, not saying that all girls do cry, but I was really emotional because it really affected me. It was really hard hitting. That was hard hitting, but in a different way. It made me think about stuff.
I did cry in the cinema watching this film.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was very moving.
When he met Braden, I really like the actor who plays him.
He's great.
And I thought he was really believable as a character. Not saying that Alan Cumming wasn't. I think he's a fantastic actor. But it took 10-15 minutes for it really to click with me, and then I got engrossed in the story.
There's a lot of smoking, so if you're trying to give up smoking,
he's a heavy
prepare
chain
yourself,
smoker.
get some Nicorette.
Because I know that Alan Cumming is, well, not only an activist, so obviously it's quite an important role for him because he believes in the story. Yeah. But he's a vegan too, so I'm guessing that he's quite a healthy, he likes the healthy diet. Because he didn't look like a healthy man in it. Yeah. But fantastic performances, really great performances, great story. It's the story I think that really shone for me.
Yes, it's about friendship and coming to terms with perhaps who you were
and moving on,
who you are, and moving on.
Because you do
and
change in life.
Passing the baton.
Exactly, and respecting other people and learning from other people. Now, sex is obviously a big part of the film because it's also about
there is a lot of
love,
sex in it.
Relationships. Sex it's included in the movie, but it's not the main focus of the film to the point of you don't see a lot of gratuitous sex. You don't see graphic sex.
Quite a lot of snogging.
So it's more about relationships and about friendships and about being somebody who really wants to be active in campaigning for safe sex. So the message is really strong, I think, isn't it? As opposed to just being graphic and sensationalist about something.
Yes. Snogging and smoking.
Snogging and smoking and pill popping. Lots of drug snorting.
Oh, and booze. Interesting drinks. Eggnog, martini, up with olives. I thought it was a very beautiful, thought-provoking, rather touching and informative film.
Yeah, it did make you think. It's called After Louie. And we're going to be back because we are hopefully going to be seeing quite a lot more movies
in the
festival too. And seeing a lot online, so we can bring you some more reviews here on the PMK podcast.
PMK TV!
Now you've got to force people to subscribe now.
Subscribe, just get on with it, please, so I can stop going on about it.
See you next time.
Bye!